Hi guys, it is Carly again, and welcome back to day number 11 of my 31 days of horror. It is actually October 2nd right now when I am recording because, just to let you in on it, I am a cheater, I'm a fake. I've been pre-recording these reviews just because I want to really try to succeed in putting up a review every day for the month of October, and I know I'm probably going to be busy some days in October, and watching a movie every day will probably be just impossible, so I wanted to pre-record videos and be able to upload them at least for the 31 days. So hopefully this routine works out for me since I am so far ahead. But as I said, it is October 2nd. I hope everyone's having a good fall so far. I mean, it's really starting to feel like fall weather now finally. It's been pretty chilly in the mornings and like the perfect temperature in the afternoons, and there are plenty of leaves on the ground. It's been beautiful out, so I'm really looking forward to the October month in general. And yeah, so we're going to get into day number 11, moving along with the Halloween franchise. I am doing Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, but I decided to go with the unrated producer's cut for this video. I do have the regular one, but I've only seen this movie once before, and I figured I would give it another shot just for the sake of the reviews. If I run out of movies to review towards the end, maybe I'll do the original Halloween 6, but that's highly unlikely because I probably won't feel like doing that again. It would be like watching the same movie twice in a way. But anyways, yeah, so Halloween 6, the producer's cut, it has nearly 70 minutes of unedited footage, which is crazy. This is basically like a totally different movie. Like, obviously some aspects are exactly the same, but just the storyline and stuff that happens, just certain scenes are edited better than in the final cut and things like that. So it does feel like a completely different film, which is just crazy that they had that much footage. But yeah, anyway, this movie basically takes place after Halloween 5, which, you know, at the end of Halloween 5, basically Jamie goes into the prison and sees that Michael has escaped yet again, and that is the end of the film. This movie opens up with Jamie now supposed to be like, I think she's supposed to be like 15. The actress is probably like 17 or 18 or something. You see her, she's been captured by this cult of Thorn people, and her and Michael had both been captured after part 5, you find out, and she is pregnant and about to give birth. She gives birth to a baby, and the people try to take the baby, and they like carve the symbol into him and stuff like that, and you hear Donald Pleasence giving basically the backstory of Michael and about his family aspect and stuff. Things like that. And then you later cut to the Strode family, which are like the relatives of Laurie Strode. Of course, Laurie was adopted by the Strode, so they're not blood relatives, but they are still related to her adopted family either way. And they are living in the Myers house now because Laurie's dad could not sell the place because of what happened there, obviously, so his asshole brother bought the place for his family without telling them what was going on, and Dr. Loomis finds out about what's going on, and he fears that basically Michael's going to come back home and try to kill off the Strodes and wreak more havoc upon the town of Haddonfield. So that was a mouthful. It's kind of hard to explain the plot to this one because there's kind of a lot going on, but yeah, Halloween 6 in general is a movie that I go back and forth on. It's one that sometimes I love, sometimes I'm just kind of okay with. Not necessarily hate, but like can see how it's not that great of a movie. And I had heard about the producer's cut. I was really excited to check it out because I heard a lot of people say like it's better than the original story. It kind of improves upon some aspects, like some scenes that aren't like cut right in the original make more sense in this movie, and the story flows better, stuff like that. And like the storyline with the Cult of Thorn is just more better explained and all those things. So I was excited to check this out, and upon first watch, I gotta say, like, I was kind of just like whatever, like a little bit disappointed. I mean, it's just like this whole cult thing just never really appealed to me. Like, I hear it argued that, like, well, they had to think of something to keep the story going once they had that whole family dynamic kind of stuck into it. And I do understand that, and I do think it was a creative way to keep the story going and stuff like that. So I can, like, give credit where credit is due. Like, it was very creative to make up that story, but that doesn't mean that the audience has to like it. And I am someone who just is not a fan of it just for what it is. I feel like it kind of makes the Michael Myers character seem like a sissy. I might have said that in previous reviews going into this, but I'm going to say it again. Yeah, it just makes the Michael character seem kind of like more lame than he already is. He's obviously like lamer than like Freddy or Jason type characters because they're just like killing machines and have just more to them. And this guy is just like a regular dude going around killing people with a mask. He just has like this evil way to him. But yeah, I just think the whole cult thing kind of makes it look like he's just another victim, really, and not the murderer that you originally see him as in the first two films and so on. So don't like that about it. And also with this movie, they try to they try to tie it into like part 4, 5, the first two, and everything like that. And I do like that about the continuity and things. Like, the thing is, though, like, they have, Tommy back, obviously Dr. Loomis, and Jamie, and then, like, who else? Oh, yeah, Dr. Wynn, who I did not realize was supposed to be, like, that dude in part 1 has, like, a solid, like, 2 minutes, maybe even less, in the film where he's just talking to Loomis and things like that. He's really just a nothing character in part 1, and they try to bring him into this movie and make him seem like a character, which is fine, but it's like all these actors besides Dr. Loomis are recasted, and that kind of just takes away the excitement for me. Like, you see the movies like H2O where you get Jamie Lee Curtis actually back to reprise her role, and I always love stuff like that where you continue a story and the actors are all down to do it and you can get them to come back and reappear it. It just makes it a lot cooler. Like, I don't really buy Paul Rudd as being Tommy. I understand that kid was young. I don't even think he like acts anymore and stuff like that, but still it would have been awesome if they actually got the dude who played Tommy Doyle to come back in this movie. And then thing with Jamie Lloyd, like, I know like there were like problems trying to cast Danielle Harris, and Danielle Harris is kind of glad she didn't do the role, but the funny thing is a lot of people complain that the girl who did play her looked too old to play her, and in reality she's literally only a year older than Danielle Harris, so that I always thought that argument was kind of irrelevant, but I do agree though, she does not look like Jamie. I think it's like the haircut, which I'm sure Danielle Harris probably would have maybe had something different with her hair in this movie, but it's like it would still be the same actress, so it wouldn't be as like annoying. But like her hair's cut short, it does make her look older, so you do not buy that is the Jamie character. You don't really feel for that character as much because it's not the same actress. I don't personally. Like, I hate recastings. Like, that's one of my pet peeves with films, especially horror films. It happens a lot. It's annoying. And then, of course, the Dr. Wynn character, like, that actor, I don't think he was anybody in, like, the first movie. And then, like, of course, that's a different actor playing him in this movie. So, once again, it's kind of like, eh. But, yeah, and, like I said, I don't really like the cult stuff. The part where they actually show, like, the sacrifice type ordeal going on. You just have Michael, like, kind of standing there, like, frozen, just obeying the rules and things like that, and I just think that is so lame. Like, I always hate watching that part. I say always, like I've seen this a million times. I've only seen it twice, but I just remember hating it then, and I hate it now, and just, I don't know. Also, like, the end credits, this is a very dumb critique, but, like, it always gives me chills after part 6 when it says, in memory of Donald Pleasence, and that, like, totally 90s song comes on. Like, it's like this haunting, like, guitar part. Like, I love that. I forget what that song's called, but I love that. And then in this movie, it actually used the original just Halloween score as the end credit music and nothing else. So that's a very, very stupid critique, but it was something that I happened to notice and just wanted to throw it in here. But anyway, to get to the, like, a couple positives I have. I've always felt like Halloween 6 feels like one of the more Halloween-y movies in the franchise. Like, I think part 1, 4, and 6 do it best when it comes to giving you the good Halloween atmosphere. Like, you see pumpkins everywhere, leaves everywhere, and the score is used throughout. I think the Myers house looks pretty good, even though it's not, of course, the original Myers house. It's definitely a step up from, like, part 5. Like, it's believable that that is the same house, so I do like that about it. And I just like the Strode family aspect. There's not too much to it. You just see, like, the dad's a total dickhead. The daughter kind of ran out and then came back with a child, expecting them to let her back in. Then the mom's kind of just a pansy who obeys the father and doesn't stand up for herself. And I kind of like that about it. I kind of wish you focus more on the family because it's just interesting to see. So I've always liked that, and of course that's in just the original movie and this movie, so I still like that about it. So, but yeah, that's kind of about it. I mean, the mask looks better in this movie too, I will say. Like, I think it's kind of frightening. Michael just looks like a bigger, like, I know it's the same actor who played him in part 4, but he just looks like a bigger, more like vicious dude, of course, up until the end when he kind of gets just frozen by, like, culty shit and stuff like that. But, oh, and then lastly, like, I hate how they try to make Dr. Loomis become the new dude who's just, like, cursed with the thing. It's just a dumb idea, especially since, Donald Pleasence ended up dying that year. He was obviously, like, older and, like, kind of in bad shape, so it was kind of dumb to try to, like, move the story along more with his part, which of course they do not end up doing after this movie, so I just did not like that too much. But yeah, that's about it. Like I said, this movie's not my favorite, at least the producer's cut. Like, I will say I know I like the original, like, Halloween 6 a little bit better. I don't love it though. Like I said, like, the cult stuff just kind of takes me out of it a bit. It's just kind of eye-rolly and annoying, but I mean, it's one I still rewatch. I think it's better than Halloween 5. I've always liked it more than Halloween 5, so I do give it that. But yeah, for this movie, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. We'll go with that. That seems fair to me. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys once again for joining me for this day number 11 of my 31 days of horror, and I shall see you for day number 12.